other Gospels are actually based on Mark. They copied Mark and then they embellished it a little bit.
So using sources is a bad thing? That's what this argument really boils down to. What Matthew and Luke do is utilize Mark as a source. It's not the only source they use, though. First, before we actually really dive into that, how do we know that Matthew and Luke used Mark? Largely because there are passages found in Matthew and Luke that agree word for word with Mark. This tells us that they used Mark. Why didn't they cite Mark then? Because that wasn't the common practice at that time. Historians in general didn't properly cite their sources and often leave us wondering. In a similar fashion, though, we are left wondering about a possible second shared source when it comes to Matthew and Luke. Because we have passages in these Gospels that are largely word for word identical, that are not found in Mark, we suppose that there is some other source behind this. The solution scholars have come up with in order to explain this is that Matthew and Luke used a source that is now lost. This source is often labeled as Q, or Quell in German, just simply source. There is another possible solution here, which would be that Matthew used Mark and then Luke used both Matthew and Mark. Even if we take this view, though, which has a number of issues, we still see at least Luke using multiple sources. But wait, there's more. We have unique material in both Matthew and Luke that are often labeled the M and L source. Not that these sources are actual sources, but could actually be multiple sources, as well as information created by the author. It really just shows the unique material in these two Gospels. Now, none of this really should be surprising, as the author of Luke actually tells us that there were numerous sources that preceded him, and he's just attempting to make an ordered accounting of these events.